interest on a normal week. Um, I'm not trading bad reports in 2026 anymore. Not doing it. All right. However, since author is being author this morning, let me get my stream going. So what would you do? First of all, it's Wednesday. It's New Year's Day. New Year's Eve day. New Year's Day Eve, whatever it is. It's not a normal day to trade news. Hardly
Eurostox 50
anybody's really
posts
paying
third year
attention.
of gains with 18% rise in
That's the honest truth.
2025.
Hardly anyone is paying attention. You're not going to get a normal move. So, what are you going to use as your setup? What are you going to use? It doesn't matter. It's not an important report today. It's it's fake news anyway. All the news is fake news now. And the beauty of that is we don't care. Let's pull up the news. Let's pull up the news. So let's do a quick test. We got a couple of minutes. Got a couple of minutes. Make sure everybody that you checked your time sync. Check your time sync. But I would not risk an important account on this particular news report this morning. I just would not. Normally, I would want to trade it with a gold trap trade, but on a day like today with gold, where they have, raised the margins, and that's what I really wanted to talk about. What are the devious reasons that the margins have been raised? Do you think this is just like a random, I mean, I don't even know what to think. I wish I was smarter. I wish I was much, much smarter. I don't always know enough. Arthur, just to give you a heads up, look at the world. Everyone's on vacation. That's why I don't really have much interest in trading this report. It might move. It might. The calendars are a mess also. Crude oil was already released this week, wasn't it? Why is it on the calendar? Crude oil came out a couple of days ago. At a very bad time also. At a weird time. It wasn't normal. This is our last week of abnormality. Then we go back to being normal again. All right? So keep that in mind. This is a very, very abnormal day. Very, very abnormal day for traditional news. If I were going to trade this, right? We have an NQ setup. So you could use the MNQ for low risk, 0326. MNQ for low risk.
Just a
And
heads
we
up,
have a
White House press
gold
secretary
trap
Levitt speaking on
trade.
Fox News.
Gold, it's down $49 right now. Gold has been extremely volatile. Testing 1212. I didn't have my recording on, but that's okay.
5 minutes ago now to get the initial
TJ,
jobless claims
it's a great
forecast
idea.
218k prior 214k.
It's a great
Continued jobless
idea,
claims
but you
forecast
got to add something to it.
1.917 million prior
Magnets.
1.923 million.
So here's MNQ. If I were interested in trading the MNQ this morning, I would set up a breakout, 829.59. All right, 829.59. I'd probably use a bracket of 30 at least. One position, first target would be 20 ticks. Second target, I'd look for 50 ticks. My stop, 100 ticks. Remember, it's micros. Micros. Target one stop move. I'm going to break even if it hits my first target. So 35, I think, is probably okay on our bracket. Am I willing to be nuts and trade this in a prop account? Yeah, what do I care? I'm not going to blow up the prop account using the MNQ. So my breakout is in a not very heavily used newish prop account. All right. I'm just going to check the bracket width like we always do by putting the time on 0, spreading the chart recklessly.
Order submit. Order canceled.
Make sure you're on the right chart so you see your orders.
Order
Okay,
canceled.
that looks good. I'd like a quick reverse continue. I'm not going to have time to get gold set up. Reverse continue, couple of positions, target of 50, stop of 75. I'll trade that in the same account. All right. I wasn't planning on this, folks. That's my reverse continue. It's not
Order
labeled
submitted.
properly.
Order canceled.
Got to put my time back to normal on my breakout trade, 9:29.59. Now, I'm just doing this as a test. I don't recommend anybody trade this today. This is abnormal news trading, okay? It's abnormal. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know. It could be great, could be crazy. Reverse continue. I'm putting one position on gold. I have a magnet on gold also that I've just been testing this morning. Let's put the reverse continue on. All right. One position. We'll do a 30 tick target. We'll do a 30 tick stop. Totally discretionary. Not really planning to even trade it, to be honest. GC reverse continue. Apply it, okay it. Turn it on. Now the only thing is my MNQ was not labeled. I just want to label it. I think it's so important to label every trade so that when we want to cancel
1 minute to go now. Leader with
setups
initial jobless
after a
claims.
trade is done, make more room for another setup, whatever. You need to know which trade is which in the control panel. So will a breakout work today on the MNQ? So there's a couple of reasons why they raise margins. And many of those reasons benefit the big institutions, at least according to ChatGPT and AI, because I don't know enough.
Remarks from my
Honestly, I don't know enough. So let's see if our breakout works on the MNQ. I would expect, you don't know what to expect.
199k lower than the forecast of 218k.
Now, I didn't trigger it, so forgive me. But it didn't really do anything. It didn't really do anything.
One spot 866 million.
It's just chopping around. What happened to my breakout?
Lower than the forecast of 1.9017 million. Prior also revised to 1.913 million.
There's my reverse. I never triggered it. Did I put the wrong time in?
A little bit of movement towards the upside.
Oh,
the
hey folks,
the back of that.
I'm trading an hour later. My mistake. I was trading the open.
Already.
All right.
But more so,
live and learn.
Upside movement on the dollar.
Was not a great move. Was not a great move.
Weaker than expected initial jobless claims.
You could see the candle was weird, and there was no great shakes move out of gold either. All right.
Off the back
not really
lower than expected
a very tradable event this morning. Just not. A rookie mistake. You know what? I just was not thinking. So what do you do? How do you prevent errors? How
Seeing
do
the
you
dollar yen
prevent
up
errors?
by
What
about
did I not
0.2%,
do?
sterling up by
I
about
didn't look
0.01%, euro
at
up by
our
about
pre-trade
0.01% as well.
checklist. If I would
The
have
dollar
looked at our
erasing
pre-trade
decline and turning
checklist,
higher after initial jobless claims data,
I would have
last up about
noticed my mistake.
0.04%.
So everybody
So remember, when New Year's Eve, there
use
is an
the
early market
pre-trade
close today at 1 p.m.
checklist.
Eastern Time for
I'm going
stock
to
markets.
upload the new one
That means the market on
into the
close will be done at
folder,
1:50 p.m. Eastern Time.
the trade room file folder, okay? I'm uploading the pre-trade checklist to the file folder. I might have to leave and come back also because there's a weird bug in my trade room software. If I can't get rid of the files, I have to just close and come back. That doesn't affect you all. So pre-trade checklist, going to delete the old one. And I'm going to upload the new one.
Also seeing treasury yields edge higher after the new jobless claims.
So everybody, I just made a couple of simple changes to it. Definitely grab it, put it on your desktop, and use it regularly. Use it regularly. Now let me see if I can get rid of the files. I don't know why this does this. Hey, okay, figured it out. You learn something new every day. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our friends watching on YouTube. Anyone that gets our notifications, got a notification that we are streaming on YouTube. It's our last official trade room of the year. There will not be a trade room on Friday, no matter what. There will not be a trade room on Friday. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus. We're here for the Oil Open, the US Open. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10 Minute Trades. Please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. It is possible to lose money trading futures. We trade futures using the NinjaTrader platform. All right. How's everybody feeling this morning? It's a beautiful day in PA. A beautiful day in PA. Freezing. Absolutely
According to
freezing.
SBU official,
It's been freezing
Ukraine
all
struck
week.
oil depot in Russian city of Rubinsk.
Now, I'm turning off everything and we are starting afresh, removing all strategies. If you hold down the control button while you highlight multiple strategies, you could then right click and get rid of all of them in one fell swoop. One fell swoop. All right. Then we're going to go to oil. Now, I wish I knew why the captions are working. I want them to work, and I don't know how to turn them on. I'm embarrassed. I don't know how to turn them on, but I like that they're working. I'll have to figure that out. So, if you don't know if you know the prefix for an instrument that you're trading, if you know the prefix for an instrument you're trading, then you can always find out what the current contract is. On a blank space on your chart, just click your left mouse a couple of times and then type the prefix. So we know oil is CL. Only type CL, nothing else after that. And then you get a list of either all or just futures or futures and indexes. Go down to the future. Double click it and it puts you on the chart using the correct
Apologies, ignore that.
contract
I didn't think about the
98% of
NYC,
the
so
time.
it's normal day.
I say 98% of the time because every now and then if you're near rollover, it might not put the right contract on, or it might not put the contract on that has the most volume. Okay? Oil's making a new high as we speak. as we speak. Yet it always seems like oil is 58.50 when we get into the room, doesn't it? No matter what oil's doing, for the last couple of days, it seems like it's the same price. It's bullish, it's 58.50. It's bearish, it's 58.50. Has anybody noticed that? We're under 60. Let's look at the daily. If you look at the day, oil is, I would call that in some ways consolidative. I mean, we had one pretty negative day. I'd say we're in a bullish trend without a doubt. It got almost to 54 a little more than a week ago, and it is starting to push up right now. Maybe it's going to break 60 in the new year. I don't think it's going to do it today, right? But that's the daily chart. All right. We normally look at a 1 minute or a 30-second chart, especially for squeeze signals. Lots of tight ranges being broken this morning. Oil was in a pretty tight range. Let's look at a 15-minute chart to give us a little bit more of a what's going on today attitude. And if you look at oil from last evening's open, right? It opened in a pretty tight consolidation, and then overnight, before midnight, it made a new high, and then again, it's in a pretty tight range, less than 100 tick range. It made a new low, and now it's bullish, nicely bullish since a little bit before 4 a.m. All right, and it's strongly bullish right now with volume. It definitely creates challenges for today's report, today's trading. I always prefer not being at a high or a low at the moment of an event. We want the highs and lows to be the levels we get to from the event, right? That's what we always prefer. You don't always get what you want. One of the best songs the Stones ever wrote. You can't always get what you want. Beautiful, beautiful song. Really beautiful. I'm not a giant Stones fan, but they have a couple of songs that are amazing. And I heard Mick Jagger singing on a project recently. He sounded great. And he's 82, I think. He really sounded good. Anyway, not a big Stones fan. Stones, Beatles, Beach Boys. I'm a Beatles way above. Beach Boys close second. Stones way down below. Number one for me, Procol Harum. Number one. Best band ever in the history of music, in my opinion. We're going to look at the YM chart on the right, YM0326. We always watch the YM for morning magnets when we open. We'll continue to do the same, and I'll set up a high of day, low of day YM magnet like we do every morning. And this morning, before we leave, I'm going to look for and try to catch any aftershock reversals that we get. All right. Any signals, I'm going to consider taking them this morning. So, what is an aftershock reversal signal? If we make a new high or a new low on an instrument that has decent volatility, that's my rule. I'm not an aftershock oil trader currently. It can work. I just don't think the opportunities are as good with oil because oil, it's not as nearly as volatile as gold, MNQ, ES, MES. There's better aftershock signals. MNQ is real good. YM is real good. So first things first, YM reverse continue. We'll set up a reverse continue on the YM. And I'll just throw a couple of contracts, one position, a target of 35 and a stop of 35. That's all I'm doing. It's a discretionary setup. YM reverse continue. And let me look and see what account I want to work on this morning. So give me a second. What account do I want to work on this morning? Let's work on I guess let's work on the new funded that we've been working on for the past couple of days. So number 32, that's the account I'm going to work on this morning. Next year, going to change the way I do things also. Going to do try to do some interesting things that I think that you all will like. I really believe you'll like it. Okay, reverse continue. I'm going to dedicate specific prop accounts to specific setups a little bit more closely. In other words, I'm going to have a magnet aftershock prop account and try to limit the trading in that account to magnets and aftershocks. So it means I'll have a couple of prop accounts. I'd like to have 3. Not 30, 80 million trade copiers. That's not my style at the moment. I'm not doing it that way at the moment. All right. But something I'm thinking about, anyone who has ideas are very welcome here. We don't get enough of them in the rooms. Any ideas, throw them out. I'm open. I'm an open book. Anyway, I do want to buy the Kindle Colorsoft also. I'm thinking about it, even though I don't read books. All right, YM, we have a reverse continue set up, and I'm setting up a magnet. High of day, low of day. You all can set it up similar to the way I'm doing it. But don't worry that you don't have all the features in your magnet that I have. I'm testing the new version. First thing I'm going to do is label my magnet trade YM magnet. All right, that's important. YM magnet. Probably I should have set up oil first, but it's okay. YM magnet. And we're going to keep it in account 32. All right? Simple enough. High of day, low of day is our setup. Proximities of 8. Position 1 is default to -3 offset. That means our first target has 1 contract, and we're going to exit 3 ticks before we get to the high or the low, whichever direction the trade works. And then position 2 will be 1 tick, and we're going to 1 contract, but we're going to make that a 20 tick target. So if we go through the high or low by 20 ticks, our second position will have a 20 tick profit plus our first position. All right? That's how you use the targeting. Initially, high of day, low of day, we're using a percent proximity of 8. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 offset is -3. That's the default. Target 2 offset is 20. Long and shorts are enabled. My stop is going to be 35 for the YM. All right. You can use the MYM if you want on this. That's my setup. And I choose my account. I've got it labeled, apply it, and okay it. Now, make sure your strategy tab is enabled. Before we go any further, let's get oil set up because that's going to happen quicker. I'm not done setting up the YM magnet yet, But that's why we labeled the trades. I notice my news trader strategy is not labeled. Right click, click on strategy, highlight reverse continue, go down and label it. It's not called news trader for this trade. It's a YM reversal continuation. So YM reverse continue. And the account I'm using
As a
is
100 futures,
32.
erase pre-market
All
decline.
right. No harm done. Everything is ready. Now we're ready. Apply it. Okay it. You can turn on your reversal. We'll turn on and set up the magnet in a minute. Oil. Oil. I honestly do not know if support is closed today, Arthur. Not sure on Bullinox. Oil, first things first. Reverse continuation. Right click, left click, strategies. Click News Trader. Change the breakout to reverse continue. I say this every day. I recommend put a reverse continuation on every chart you trade. So it's like you're always going to have at least 2 setups per chart if you're trading on that particular chart. You can trade multi-positions. That's up to you. You can trade up to 3 positions if you want. But for scalping purposes, which I don't usually even use, but I like to have an opportunity on the chart if a moment arises where you can take advantage of a market move. That's why I put reverse continues on every chart. In addition to our main setup, okay? Just one target, one contract, target of 20 ticks, stop of 20 ticks. It's New Year's in Australia.
US natural gas futures fall over 5%.
They already blew off the fireworks. That's where our programmer lives. And we're going to label this CL reverse continue. And we're going to trade it in our oil funded open account. I'm not sure today's the smartest day to trade in that account. However, we do have volatile oil this morning. And I think, there are opportunities.
We're seeing here S&P 500 index futures turning positive.
It's not New Year's Eve, Arthur. So I would think their support is open all day. People are trading, or at least until the markets close, right? Our oil range trade. So we have a reverse continue all set up. Make sure your chart trader is on that account. For what it's worth, our funded oil open account is at 51,304. It's doing nicely. We need more than 1,000 more to even think about taking money. I think we need about 1,500 more before we can think about making a payout request. All right. Our main setup, right-click the chart, click strategy, double-click news trader. It's a range trade. So if you don't have a template, your trade type is going to be a range trade. And then the range ends at 9:00 and 40 seconds. That's when the range ends. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. That means one contract for each position. Target 1 is 8 little ticks. Target 2 is 20 ticks. My
Chinese
target
mining
1
companies
stop
in
move.
Zambia
If the
start
first
paying
target gets
taxes in
hit,
yuan.
I will move the
Further
stop to
detail into this,
BE break even
Chinese
minus 4
mine
ticks.
operators in
And our
Zambia
stop
start paying
is
royalties and
15.
taxes in yuan in Africa's second biggest copper producer. The latest sign of
And
growing
then I'm going to
acceptance
scroll
of the currency
down.
on the
The
continent.
range start
Payments using the
time
Chinese unit began in October,
is
the Bank of Zambia said in reply to emailed questions on Wednesday.
8:59.
And the Zambian authorities are the first in Africa to confirm they're accepting mining tax
One tick
payments
above the
in
range,
the
one
renminbi.
tick below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. Choose the account you're trading in and label the trade. The trade gets labeled oil, new open range, okay? Whatever you want to call it, that's up to you. Just label it so you can differentiate it from other trades. And then choose the account you're trading it in. All right, so I'm trading it in my funded account. And then save a template so you don't have to type it in tomorrow. Go to template, apply it. I always apply it first. Then go to template, save, type in the name of the trade. This is important, more important than the label in some ways. Just start typing. CL or oil, whichever you want to call it, oil, open, range. All right? And give it a date. Everything you do, give it a date so you know what your most recent template was. Okay? And then save it. And now, tomorrow, you can load in your template. Easy as pie. All right? So let's go over that one more time. Our oil regular trade, oil regular setup, right click, click strategies, highlight the range trade if you've already entered it in. Trade type is range trade. The range end is 90040. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, target 1 is 8 ticks, target 2 is 20 ticks. Target 1 stop move. Should my first target get hit, I'm going to move the stop to BE minus 4. Stop is 15. Scroll down to set up my account. Choose the account. Label the trade. Apply it. If it's not grayed out, it's because you already did it. If you make a change, apply will be available. Okay? Turn it on. Click the checkbox. And make sure your chart trader is on the right account. All right? Now, don't forget, use your pre-trade checklist. That'll tell you check your target. Did you use the right stop? Are you on the right chart? Did you use the right instrument? Did you put your computer in sync this morning? Use the pre-trade checklist if you're a newbie, especially. Look, even I, an experienced trader, has been doing this for years. Put the wrong time in this morning. It's easy to do. It's easy if you use less toil. All right? Then, we never finished our magnet setup on the YM. Remember, we never turned it on. So let's look at our YM magnet setup. Also, right-click your mouse, go to Data Series. If you're trading magnets with us and using the squeeze with us, make sure your trading hours says Use Instrument Settings. And make sure that that is every chart. Use instrument settings. No more than 5 days loading of data. Do not load more than 5 days of data. Okay? Just don't. You don't want to bog down your NinjaTrader. Right-click the chart. We're going to look at our magnet setup. Highlight the magnet we already typed in, the entries. High of day, low of day. Percent proximity is an 8. That just puts our order on the chart. Doesn't really have that much significance other than where it puts our order entry line. We're going to move it anyway. Position 1 is a 1. Target 1 tick offset is -3. Position 2 is a 1. That's one contract for each position. Target 2 offset to 20. We're 20 ticks. Stop is 35. Longs and shorts is okayed. I'm glad I checked, otherwise it would have ruined my trade by having the trailing on. If you use the squeeze, make sure your momentum length is 17 and your squeeze length is 20. And make sure your account that you're trading is chosen. Label your trade YM magnet, apply it, and OK it. Now, when you turn on the magnet, your order entry line is going to show up. This thick line is our order entry. You can hold it and move it. On the downside, we're in a pretty darn tight range, folks. So our profit really is going to come if we go through the magnets. If we don't go through the magnets this morning, we're not going to have that much profit if it hits the first target because it's a tight range and our order entries are very close to the high and low. Now, on the long entry, I would go in right above the PP. If it normally I'd want to break the PP by more than 1 or 2 ticks or 3 ticks, but again, there's just not enough profit. Magnets are not scientific all the time. Sometimes you're just looking to grab a trend, a burst. Okay, sometimes it's just not subject to deep analysis. Sometimes you just have to accept a magnet is a magnet because a magnet attracts price. You want to look at momentum, right? Like right now, the squeeze momentum on the 1 minute is down. I do prefer a 30-second chart on a magnet, in particular if volume is lighter. So I am going to use a 30-second chart. It's not going to change much. Turn on the trade again. All right. And there's our lines. I want to go in above the PP and on the downside, I actually want to go in around S1. All right. Remember, walking in the sand. So every time a key phrase pops into my mind, a ridiculous song is always accompanied by it. Remember. I mean, that's like, to me, I grew up with that song in my head my whole life. Remember, walking in the sand. So anyway, remember what I was saying. Our second order is if it goes through the magnet by 20 ticks. So that's where we're going to get the bulk of our profit. The magnet entry button shows you your buy and sell, the high of day, low of day target also. 690 is our first target. Our lower target is 566. If you want the trade to trigger automatically, now our oil range is starting to draw. All right. I don't
Here's
know
effective
what's
federal
going to
funds
happen
rate
with oil
unchanged at
today.
3.64% December 30th.
Do not know. Getting back to the magnet, if you want to make it automatic, you press the magnet entry button and make sure you can read it saying magnet auto mode. All right. I'm leaning towards just letting the YM head to the new high or to the new low. It's probably better today to just wait for the open, or maybe 5 or 8 minutes before the open, you could put up your auto mode, turn it on. I'm not sure I want to be filled right now. All right. It's a little bit early. There's not a lot of movement. Now, that was a very weak market open on oil. It was only like 4 ticks, maybe, but the range, it's a minute, more than a minute long, but it was not a lot of activity on that open.
Order submitted.
I'm not dying to get filled. Short.
Order submitted.
Now, my stop, if you want to make this a pretty low risk trade, you could move your stop to the top of the range. You really can. You can. Move your stop to the top of the range. You could be aggressive with price. If it pushes down and continues to push down, you could try and grab your profit. The truth is, where should the stop be? It should be above the high. The stop should be above the high. It's a 20 tick stop. If it breaks the high, we're on the wrong side. And we'll know before it gets there. I may not want to take that much risk on a day like today. I'd almost rather, just for risk reward and because it's a healthy account, have my stop at 58.50, just above the range. If it breaks the range, it's going to probably test the high. That's the truth. It's probably going to test the high if it does that. We're only looking for 8 ticks to our first target, right? We're only looking for 8 ticks. You never know if you're going to get cooperation. Right now, volume was good to the downside. In the upcoming year, I'm looking for the best. Who has a great suggestion for the best free Ninja Trader volume
Finland says that the ship
indicator?
apprehended in
Anybody
Cable
has a
Beach case
suggestion?
named as cargo
Let
vessel
me know.
Fitberg. So from the Helsinki
Author, are
Times,
you
just
trying
an
to
article about 2 hours ago,
write the smallest
the Finnish
text ever
authorities
in the history of
seized the cargo
mankind?
ship
Is that
off the
your
coast
goal?
of Porkala in connection with damage to unsea data cable owned by telecoms provider Elisa. The vessel, which departed from St. Petersburg on the 30th of December, was intercepted in the Gulf of Finland after being identified as the suspected source of a
I'm very
disruption to the
tempted
connection between
to
Helsinki and Tallinn.
incorrectly manage this trade,
Order filled.
take a profit, move my stop to safety, and no matter what happens now, I can't lose on oil. If it goes down, I'll trail in a few ticks, okay? I'll go down and trail in a few ticks. Maybe if it goes down 1 or 2 more, I'll move my stop off of break even. But it's the last day of the year, and I'm over managing the trade because I can. I'm the boss, but I'm not saying it's the smartest move. What have we learned about trading oil? Leave the darn trade alone. So why am I doing what I'm doing? Because I'm not feeling like I want to lose today. I don't want to lose on this trade. So I think it's very hard if you trade only one position. I think most trades, TJ, harder to trade with one position. In all seriousness, really hard. How do you know where to put your target? You don't know where the target should be. You never get to trail, or you don't often get to trail if you get a great move. I would rather trade micros and trade multiple positions. I don't enjoy. We have techniques for trading one position, but I do not enjoy a one contract trade. I think it's really hard to make money trading one contract. Now, if an event is super volatile, though, super volatile, like a jobs report where the MNQ might move 100 ticks, 200 ticks, then I don't mind a one contract because then you could use if the market moves feature. Trailing, I'm moving my target down to the VWAP, all right, or closer to the VWAP. And I'm trailing, trying not to get too close. I'm quite a few ticks away, protecting some profit here, all right. As oil goes down, TJ, what kind of errors do you get? You might have signed up for an account that doesn't allow for multiple full-size contracts yet because you haven't built that account up enough. Is it an end of the day account? If it's an end of the day account, that's the problem. You don't have as much ability to trade as many contracts in that account. The account, the regular regular scaling accounts, they let you trade more contracts. That's what it is. Because I have one of those also, and when that happened to me for the first time, I didn't know why I was getting the error also. Everybody should make money on this oil trade. Even if it changes direction now, you should be in profit no matter what. It should have hit your first target, and your stop should be at break even at the minimum. There's no reason anyone should have lost money on the oil open. Excuse me, even if you were foolishly over aggressive. Hey, Ranjit, how are you? I just saw you hello on YouTube. Actually, amazing. Someone on YouTube actually spoke. I'm shocked. No one ever says a thing. How are you, Ranjit? YouTube is alive and well. Man, did YouTube send out the most insulting, idiotic, disgusting. This is your history of your YouTube usage this year, and they left out every political channel. It is the most despicable, disgusting thing that they have ever, maybe one of the most gross things they've ever done. Just so, I don't even know how to characterize it. I don't even know how to characterize it. So they sent a video saying, this is the way you use YouTube. This is what you watch the most. This is what you like. This is the kind of person you are. I mean, it's really nauseating to begin with. But in their analysis, they left out all the political channels that you might have watched. Left or right, it has nothing to do with political slant. They just didn't count them. It's insulting. It's insulting. These major corporations, I'm not ranting today.
Order filled.
Hey, baby. 300. See how that VWAP turned out to be a great place to move the target to? Everybody give Chantal a New Year's thank you for designing this trade. Thank you, Chantal. She found this trade, you want to laugh? In 15 minutes. Chantal found this trade in 15 minutes. And she made a little more money than me. And she's insulting me in public, which is fine. That's fine, Chantal. Insult me in public. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. She made her first target bigger. And that made sense. I shrunk it because what did I do? I let fear overtake my trading. I let fear overwhelm me. Anyway, closing the oil, everything. Oil, that's why you label your trades. I'm unchecking my oil breakout and reversal. I'm removing my oil trades, the setups from the control center. I'm putting my oil chart on MNQ 0326, and I'm getting ready for the MNQ market open. All right. Great way to end the year if you made money. Come on, type in how much money you made on oil, folks. I don't I didn't say don't trade. I said I was trading. If I'm trading something in my funded account, there's no reason anyone should not trade. If you're worried, just trade one contract or use micros, right? If you're worried. Yes, Ranjit, I know you're paying for the service. I've been going through everybody's memberships. Um, Everybody who knows they're not paying, you are gonna get caught. Not get caught, but free memberships are always caught at the end of the year in particular. A few people sneak by. I'm going through every major list that we have because I'm the only one that really knows who's a member and who's not, which is terribly complicated because I don't remember anything. But Ranjit, I just happen to know, I just went over your data and you are paying and you should be in the trade room with us. Come in the trade room. The shadow knows. Calvin, I wasn't trying to scare you into MCL. Calvin, you've been here longer than me. How could I possibly scare you into anything? With you only live once trades. I don't scare you. Okay, I'm turning my YM magnet on. If the YM goes up, I'll let it fill me. If it goes down, I'll let it fill me. My left chart is now on MNQ. All right. MNQ 326. I'm right clicking the chart, going to strategies, and I'm going to put a reverse continue on the chart. Reverse continue. And we're going to turn breakout into a reverse continue. I'll throw a couple of contracts on MNQ, and I never use this. Again, I just want the opportunity if the open trade ends and I want to get back in. That's all this is. If the open breakout ends and I want to get back in, the reverse continuation is the best way to do it. You can scalp safely. You got a target, you got a stop, you can move your stop to break even. It's a smart way to scalp. It's a smart way to scalp. All right. Ranjit, Happy New Year to you too. Hope you have a great one. Position one is two contracts. That's all I'm trading. We'll go for a 50 tick target. We have a 75 tick stop on the scalp. Let's go for broke. We'll put three target contracts on there. It'll be a big scalp. $1.50 a tick. And then we're going to label the trade MNQ, reverse continue, and we're going to trade it in our MNQ open account. Funded. MNQ, our market open funded account, which is different than our oil account. Apply it and okay it. But I'm going to put my chart on sim for the moment. Chart on sim. Why? Because I'm going to test the bracket for my MNQ open trade. All right. Now, right click, click strategy, double click news trader. I'm loading my template. Going to template, load. I have an MNQ new open. Did anyone trade the silver open this morning? I didn't see your notes. MNQ new open. Here's my template. I'm going to right click it and date it. All right. Right click it and date it. Today's date, 12/31. When I load it, it saves it. Silver was quiet. Okay. So we have a breakout for the MNQ open. We're going to trigger at 9:29:59. Our bracket is 40. I think that's plenty on the bracket. I don't see any reason to do anything out of the ordinary on the bracket. Um, my targets are 30 and 100. I'm going to go 40 and 100. Our targets have been too small. That's the one thing I've been noticing. Our targets have been too small. All right. It's the last day of the year. I'm going to go for 40 and 100. Our stop is 125 ticks. If it hits my first target, I'm going to go to break even on my target one stop move. BE, break even. Then I'm going to go down, 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 down to optional, right? And I'm going to keep going down to setup. And on my account, I'm going to leave it on sim. The label is breakout BRQ, BRK, MNQ open. Time up to the top, set the time to 0. And we're going to trigger the trade early to see the width of our brackets. But I'm also going to get rid of our horizontal line. Under optional, I knew there was a reason I wanted to go to optional. Show vertical, I always say horizontal. Show vertical line on entry. No, uncheck it. All right, apply it. Okay it. Now we're enabling a 0 time trade. Our bracket will show up.
Order submitted.
And a little bit big, we could shrink it a little bit. If you leave the bracket on in sim, you can get a feeling for the current volatility. Does the market immediately go and hit your bracket? That says the market's volatile. Does it sit like it's sitting right now? That might tell us the market's not so volatile at this second. We're always just looking for information, clues that will help us decide if our setup needs a minor amount of tweaking or not. I'm going to uncheck the MNQ breakout, go back to the strategy, highlight it, put it back on in the correct time. Put it back to 9:29:59. That's our trigger time. 9:29:59. Bracket of 40. Target 1 is 40. Target 2 is 100. Stop is 125 ticks. It's 50 cents a tick. It's not that big a stop in terms of money. And target 1 stop move is BE, break even. Our trade is ready to go. Make sure you change your account back to whatever account you're trading. I'm trading my funded market open account. This is an account that has been in trouble. It's still in trouble, but it's doing better. If I can get it above 49, I'll feel a lot better. Don't forget your label. Apply it, okay it. Put your chart trader on the account you're trading. Otherwise, you will not see the orders when they trigger, okay? Calvin, the oil open trade, we trade it every day, every single day. It's been one of the best trades we've ever seen at 10-minute trades, no joke. It is a family money trade. I just didn't call it a family money trade this week. And I probably should have. It's a family money trade, and it was this week. But this could be a bizarre trading week. It wasn't that crazy. It was pretty normal on many things. Now, hey, sit, 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 sit. Don't jump up on me, please. Sit, sit. All right, you guys. Let me show you. The smell in here is it's just too much. It's too much to bear. And I'll show you why. Every day, Ranjit, every day, the same way we trade the oil open, every single day, until it stops working. We're going to trade it until it stops working, and then we'll look for a modification on the setup. We will look for a modification on the setup. That's what we do. You all know that. That's what we do. That's how we come up with everything. You know, sometimes you all will give us an idea, right? Sometimes you guys will give us an idea and we'll run with it. Sometimes you guys will give us a trade and we'll tweak it. That's the way trading is best, when you share, right? Gotta share. You gotta share. No, Arthur, unemployment is not a family money trade. You're thinking the bond portion of the non-farm payroll. That's what you're thinking. That's what you're thinking. And yes, I think most people do know that YouTube is heavily delayed and there's a lot of latency. In other words, if you're out there watching us on YouTube and you're trying to trade with us, you've missed the trade. It's at least a 10-second delay. You want to be in the trade room. You want to be in the trade room. Look who's in the trade room with me. Look. Look who's in the trade room with me. That's in my trade room. Now, Wallace, this guy near my knee, had diarrhea for a week. And I don't want to tell you how much fun that was. I actually had to take the dog to the vet. He's not even my dog. And I had to take him to the vet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's very cute, but he's never stops barking and screaming. I could kill him for real. I could strangle him until he can't breathe. I could absolutely strangle him until he's dead. Dead. Mort. Mort. The other dog, now that's my buddy, Darwin. I love Darwin. Darwin, I told you the story of Darwin 100 times. Darwin got a death sentence. No, I did not sign up for this. You know what? Yeah, I signed up for it. I had kids. If you have kids, you signed up for it. Not all parents, you know, do stuff for their kids. Some parents throw the kids out there. Everybody's different. Now, Darwin got a death sentence. I've talked about this. 95% dead. Bladder cancer, it was 95% probable. Dead 8 months ago. Oh, we were all really sad. I'm serious. And that's why my foolish, I'll use the word foolish, daughter got Wallace. She was replacing Darwin before he died. And Darwin got a miracle. He didn't have cancer, and he just had to have half his bladder removed. So now, you know, you just have to get up 8 times a night to take him to the bathroom. And maybe soon we'll have to put him in a diaper. Other than that, he's really easy to take care of. My daughter is in the Caribbean. Her partner is a scientist, and they are saving turtles in Curacao. No joke. There's an endangered species of turtles. They go every year, and they tag the turtles, and they birth the turtles. It's amazing what they do with these gigantic turtles. And it's an endangered species. They go every year. It's really amazing to watch. It's pretty cool. I'm not that big of a turtle fan. Little turtle soup works for me, but not actually taking care of turtles. That's not what I'm doing next Christmas. Not taking care of turtles. But when a turtle has an upset stomach, it's a lot easier to deal with than a dog with an upset stomach. So Darwin, in all seriousness, he's pretty normal. He doesn't get up 8 times a night. I was just kidding. He just has to eat a special diet. It costs more than a sirloin steak. That's the real problem. It costs more to take care of that dog than it does to have your parent in an old age home. But look how cute he is. He's so cute. How could you not love him? Anyway, so that's the fun of having kids. You get there, you get to do their work until it kills you. I remember DMSO, Frank. I remember that. You used to rub it on your hands and it smelled, right? Remember? It smelled horrible. Um, yes, yes. My dog duty is a voluntary act of saving the turtles. That is correct. That is correct. Oh my God, Ranjit, we have so many new setups and so many different things that we're doing. So much new software. You definitely should take advantage of all the stuff that you have available to you. People are making money on these opens. They're great. The opens have been really good. They continue to be good. Now, look, you don't make money on every trade. Everybody knows that. Sometimes we lose, but the opens are doing rather well. And there's plenty of good earnings trades and plenty of good breakouts. The key is picking and trading more targeted. That's always the key. Targeting where you want to put your risk. Yes, Rand, you could watch some of the challenge replays to get caught up. That's a good way to get caught up if you're a new member.
Finland police in regards
Watch
to the
3
captured
challenge
cargo
videos, like
tanker.
if we had a
They say crew
3-day
members are
challenge.
Russian, Georgian, Kazakh, and Azerbaijani.
Now we're going to get filled long on the YM. If it works, it would be nice. Remember, it's got to go 20 ticks through the magnet to hit our second target. Hopefully I set it up right.
Order submitted.
So far looks good. So it filled before the open,
Gonna to get the marker
and
on
that's
advanced
allowed.
data.
That is allowed. You might get caught in a pullback. You might get caught in a pullback. It might, if you want to know the truth, it's too much risk. But the stop should be below the VWAP. But that's just a little bit too much money. I increased my stop by 5 ticks after the fill. I think we have a shot to go through the high. It's the last day of the year. Everybody's thinking that way also, so you never know, right? We can't guarantee it.
10 seconds.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, we got filled
Market on
short
open
on the
inbounds. S&P
NQ.
500
I'm
sell side
shrinking my
17.5 million.
stop.
Nasdaq 100 sell side 1.8 million. Dow 30 buy side 4 million. Max 7 buy side 2.3 million.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't want to shrink it yet. I'd like it just hit my first target, would make me very happy. Now, I might have asked for a little bit too much on my NQ. I should have been more aggressive with my target. I really believe so. I was not aggressive enough with my first target. My second target is pretty big. I'm not dying to be short. I'm really not. I'm not dying to be short. Nope. Nope. Now, it really could be a 250 tick stop, but I'm not willing to do that on this account either. I'm just not willing to do it. I don't like the fact that I'm short. I really don't. Now, the
S&P
YM
500 and Nasdaq 100 little changed at the open.
didn't work short either. It's working now short, but it didn't work initially. It didn't work initially. I didn't trade it in a very meaningful account.
Order submitted.
Taking a short on the YM for a scalp. See if we can grab a little bit of that back. Now my MNQ, I'm just combining both orders. I don't want to be in a short trade. I really don't want to be in a short trade. I might exit it and go back the other way. I'm watching to see if it'll break the entry, if it'll break the entry. Now, we all know today is a difficult day. It is a difficult trading day. The YM is in profit, so I'm going to trail my stop a little bit there, expand my target to the low, trail my stop.
Order filled.
Okay, so the NQ, we made a 50 bucks. YM, trying to make some of that original open back now because it did go against us initially. We'll probably make about half of it back, especially if it goes and tests the low. I'm surprised. I really thought these markets were going to push up. But again, I just traded what the market gave me. I did not try to outthink it. Now, on a scalp, you're thinking what you think is going to happen. So if it doesn't test the low from here, it's going to take me out. So we did lose on the YM open. We made some of it back on the scalp, and we made money on our MNQ open. All right? And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Very honestly, I'm not trading the YM yet in a funded account. I'm thinking about it. I still think the YM is going to test this low. You still have the squeeze working in your favor, but we might be in the middle now where you got to be careful here. The volume's not that high.
Order submitted.
I'll take a crazy shot for the low test. Take a shot for a little scalp here. My stop is above the VWAP. Above the VWAP. Test the low. Come on. Go towards the low. I don't even need you to get all the way. Just give me a little bit more towards the low. A couple of ticks, and there we go. All right. So we started out losing 400 in the YM, and now I'm down 100 with those two scalps. Not terrible. Not the end of the world. Now, we're getting ready for an advanced reversal aftershock reversal squeeze. Aftershock reversal squeeze coming up. I'm waiting for a long signal. I'd like to see a little bit of volume would be better. if I get a long signal, I'll tell you what it is. I'm only going to trade one position on it. All right. I'm just changing to one position because if I'm wrong, I may want to do it again. All right. So I'm waiting with my reverse continue at the moment. Right now, it's still pushing low. I'm not ready to go in yet. I don't know if this market is done making new lows. You never know. Sometimes volume can help tell you. Sometimes the fact that it only made one new low here. Now we have a signal, but it's not final. It hasn't closed. It has not closed. It's closed now. It's a red candle though. I don't like to go long on red candles. The NQ, MNQ is pushing down. MNQ looks like it wants to test the low also. But look at the range we're in. We're not far from the high. We're not far from the low. It's very hard to trade when it's in these tight ranges. That's why you got to be careful on a day like today. You're in tight ranges and you're in between highs and lows. But you could see that the MNQ is somewhat bearish. You know, it's down. It was down before the market opened. But this is my troubled account. I'm not dying to scalp in this account. Interestingly, our YM gave a long signal, but not a very healthy one. The volume is mediocre. Candles are red. I'm not jumping in. Let's let it make a few more new lows. Let's see. I love that we're now getting a red candle on the momentum bar on the squeeze. And see how patience kept us safe? Patience kept us safe. If you're not sure, wait. What's the worst that'll happen? You'll miss a trade. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm crying. I missed the trade. Oh, what a shame. There's only a million new trades coming up. A million. So don't cry if you miss a trade, although we do. We do. So now, if we make a few more new lows, our aftershock reversal squeeze long is even a higher probability. It's a higher probability. If the market decides to just tank, then we're going to lose. I am going to take a trade here. I'm just trying to make an intelligent decision. Volume stinks. And nobody recommended a great volume indicator, the best free NinjaTrader volume indicator. What is it? Somebody recommended. Real time, the best free. Not Tick Strike. It's too expensive. It's probably one of the best though, for real. Now you got a good signal to go long.
Order submitted.
So I'm willing to take the shot, a one contract trade. My target's not that big. All right. I'll take my target at S1. If it breaks the low, then I'm going to get stopped. If it breaks the low, I'm going to get stopped. But that is a valid aftershock reversal squeeze. If it keeps making lows, I'll get hurt. Now, volume was against me. I could have waited for a little bit better volume. But now, so here's the way you want to think about it. If it doesn't work, I'm going to probably do it again. Most of the time, it will make the new low, right? And I'll give it a couple of extra ticks. Why am I willing to give it a couple of extra ticks? Because the squeeze is working in our favor. The only thing against us is volume is terrible. There's not a lot of volume on the long side. That's worrisome. shrinking the stop a tiny bit. If it's done making new lows, then we may be able to take advantage of this move up. If it decides to make another new low, then our aftershock is a failure. Okay? Now, honestly, it should be a 10 tick stop. It should be at least 20 below that low. All right? The squeeze is still in our favor. Momentum on the squeeze is tolerable. I'm trying to hang on just for a small scalp. I think the markets are heavy. We got the signal. We just aren't getting follow through. We're not getting good follow through. The signals are good. The follow through hasn't worked yet. But I think everybody understands the concept now. The market made new low, new low, new low. Eventually, it's going to do a retrace. It may not retrace very much today if the markets decide they want to tank or be very negative. The concept is good. Nothing always works. Nothing. This will probably be the last trade I take. So the my MNQ open worked again. MNQ has been a good open. The markets are very quiet. I would be happy just to get out of this almost flat because the markets are just too darn quiet. So I'm shrinking my target. I'm going to leave my stop where it is. Remember, we're doing this in a prop account that is a new prop account. It's great for doing this type of testing. It's not going to blow up if this doesn't work. Every trade isn't going to work. This is a concept that works more often than it doesn't, or we wouldn't be doing it. We would not be doing it. What's happening though is we're just not getting volume. The momentum is a little bit uneven. It's worse on the bar we just got than it was 2 bars ago, or even. We're not getting the kind of movement that I want to see. So I think it's going to get my stop. I think ultimately today is maybe not the best day to take it over and over and over. It's to just, if it doesn't work here, I'll probably let it go. Yeah, Frank, I would have thought, I don't see any reason. I didn't look at the NQ, but it looked like if it moved anything like the MNQ, it was a viable trade, viable open. Excuse me. So this looks like it's not going to work, unfortunately. It's just not getting any push. We're not getting any push.
Fed bids for 4-week bulls to a total $250 million.
Now, if you're willing to move yourself off that low, so if it makes a new low and doesn't take you out with it, right? That's the question. That's the question. Now, just because the MNQ is going down doesn't mean the YM is going to go down. They don't always move the same directions. That doesn't always mean anything. Wow, Nitin, what's your silver setup these days? What are you using on your setup? Beautiful trade. All right. So the YM is trying to recover. It's really trying. But if it keeps making new lows, it'll get me. Right now it's at the low again. I don't know if my stop will survive. The signal was there. It was a good signal. It just never really followed through for us. Now, with all the pain, see, it made another new low. It made another new low. I don't want to keep following it down, right? I don't want to keep following it down. Now it's against us on the squeeze. So I think we're in trouble. Now it's not. That's why I wait for the bar to close. Ranjit, if you can't find your details, just send an email to help@10minutetrades.com. Help@10minutetrades.com. And you should be on the list for the daily trade room emails, so you get the login details every morning. If you're not seeing the emails, check your spam folder. All right? Check the spam folder. We've been known to do a little bit of spamming every now and then. A little bit, not much. Little bit. If you call 5,000 emails in 1 hour, a little bit. So I'm just waiting to see if the YM will change. Is it going to change its tone? Is it going to put on a different suit of armor? Now, it did offer up a new signal at 9:49. There was a new signal at 9:49. Okay. Now, everyone on YouTube, well, no, I'm not going to close it down. I'm getting ready to close it down, everybody. Getting ready for New Year's. I have a lot of work to do. Finding everyone that's sneaking into the trade room who's not supposed to be. So that you could see the markets have gotten pretty quiet. They're pretty darn quiet now. I would be happy just to get out of this trade flat. I'd be perfectly happy. I don't want to sit in a trade for half an hour. That I don't want to do. I just don't. Now, I'm not asking to get stopped so I don't have to sit in a trade. Don't get me wrong. Now, if they announce a peace deal in Gaza right now, the market's going to shoot up and it'll hit my target. Right? If they say something terrible on the news, it'll cause the market to go down. That's why it's important to know when news is coming out. Also, that's why we give people our free schedule so you can be abreast of when news is coming out. The YM it gave us signals, folks. The aftershock reversal, we're now almost flat. We're almost flat. If we can get some follow through, there was a little bit of volume. So nobody's recommending a good volume indicator. I want a great volume indicator, a free one. Somebody must know one. Nobody. So I can't believe that Chris Ray passed away. Driving Home for Christmas. We've been talking about that song for weeks, and he died like 3 days before Christmas. 3 days before Christmas. It's a really great song. And tonight is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Wow. Will it be my last? I'm driving home for Christmas. It's a really good song. Chantal, I just want contract volume, bursts. I don't want like fancy zones and stuff. I want more just numerical representation of contracts. If there's a lot of contracts, I want to see a momentum bar up like the squeeze. Folks, I'm one tick away from my target on the YM. Now it's dropping. Come on. Give me my target, please. I'm taking my target. I tried to take my target. It wouldn't give it to me. Come on. Come on. This worked. It did work, folks. I didn't get filled. It didn't fill me. But now you could increase your target, get the stop to flat. Now we have an aftershock reversal. We don't know how high it's going to go up. Now I'm going to trail, right? Now I'm going to try to trail. If it takes me out,
Order filled.
I'm not going to cry like a baby, but I'm going to cry like a baby. Anyway, aftershock reversal, that was a very difficult one to manage, but when you see a market make a new low, 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 it's a great opportunity to take an aftershock reversal. The new squeeze is going to give signals, and all you'll have to do is press a button to enter the trade. It's worth waiting for. It's worth waiting for. I wanted it out this week. It might be an extra week. But trust me, I'm working so hard on getting the signals to work properly. It's hard. It's not easy. Okay? Somebody's correcting me for something I said. How dare they? Hold on. How dare they correct me about Procol Harum? Oh, I did make a mistake. I think I did make a mistake. Anyway, as Chantal is saying, I want to wish everybody the happiest of New Year's. Happiest of New Year's. Do you never go to a higher time
So a
frame and
reminder,
look
in about
left?
5 minutes' time, we get the US forward full auction. Prior
Ranger,
high
what do you
yield of
mean? Go to like
3.577,
5 minutes?
did cover 3.14.
How high a time frame? I'm not big on higher time
The
frames,
US is to sell
honestly,
$80 billion in 4-week bills.
but I'm not saying you can't use the same exact signals on different time frames, you can. They work great. But I'm a shorter time frame trader because essentially I don't want to spend much time in a trade. TJ, nice trade. Nice trade. Um, Everybody, thanks for joining us on YouTube. I am going to close our YouTube stream. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our final trade room of the year. We made money on the MNQ. We made money on oil. Excuse me, on oil. I only lost 45 bucks on the YM. When all was said and done, let's call it 80 with expenses. Not the end of the world in a prop account. 300 profit in oil. Another nice open. And I want to wish everybody great holidays. Keep an eye on your email, particularly Friday. Particularly Friday. If you're not a member and you want to be a member, we do have a great offer going right now, but you can only take a trial once. No more taking more than one trial. Not going to be allowed. That's the one thing we're moving towards in the new year. If you took a trial, that's it. You can't just take trials and be a member. It's not fair. Anyway, we still have some awesome, awesome deals. You want to make a deal? My middle name is Monty Hall. Send me an email. help@10minutetrades.com. help@10minutetrades.com. Cat ate your wallet? help@10minutetrades.com. Dog ate your money? help@10minutetrades.com. Is alphabetical on indicators. Arthur, sometimes you say things and I just don't know what language you're speaking. What do you mean? It's alphabetical on indicators, LGC it. I don't know what that means. Oh, use order flow volume profile. Order flow volume profile. Going to indicator, going to order flow volume profile. It's exactly what I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for like something that doesn't tell me anything. What's it telling me? I don't know what it's telling me. I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn it. I don't like it. Next. Don't like it. I want a better version of volume up and down. That's what I want. Arthur, better version of volume up and down. Nice looking also. Calvin. Anyway,
Surely
any
expecting
more
data
questions?
before we
Anybody
go.
have anything to say before the year is up? Did you have fun this year in the trade room? I did. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Christian, you too? I think that 2026 is going to be great. It's going to be a magnet year, for real. A lot of magnets and aftershock reversals. Look at what the YM did. It worked. It worked. We got out with a profit. Got out with a profit. We do. I want to use the trade room more. People are welcome to come into the trade room even when we are not here. I keep the trade room open all week. I don't close the room. We've never had any troublemakers ever that have caused us to ever have to worry about anything bad. people being stupid. Never had it, ever. We want to keep the trade room open, and we want people to jump in and out and share ideas and use the room more. Use the room more. Anyway, don't forget, turn off your breakout trades, right? Don't leave your breakout trades on. And thanks again on YouTube for the 6 people that have been watching us all year. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. I mean that. Next year, I'm hoping for 10. So I am going to end the stream today. We'll stream again next Monday. Everyone on YouTube, have an awesome, awesome new year. Thanks for joining.